Welcome to Reread. We are on book 9 of the Galaxy of Fear series. This one's called Spore, and this one, it stars Fandomar as they go to the planet Ithor. They're trying to get some power for their ship, the Shroud, and the power is mined in a asteroid field that is near the planet. So Hool says, hey, let's go to the planet. We can kind of see the world, because of course he's kind of, you know, he's I can't remember his actual apologist thing is, but you know, study of nature, study of cultures and stuff like that. So he has taken the kids on a learning mission and to power up the ship. Now, Fandomar is the wife of Momal Nadon, who is into Hammerhead's tale and Tales from Mos Eisley. And at this point, it seems like he's still in exile. Now, I did not know this. I did not know that Star Wars Missions had Momal in there to finish off his story. So I'm going to have to put the entire Galaxy of Fear before Missions. And by the time this video comes out, of course, my timeline online will be all straightened out by then. But because she's still talking about her husband, and I don't think they directly mention his name. They could at the end, but she says that her husband is exiled from this planet. She misses him. You know, he betrayed his people, but it was just to save the forest and everything, so it's not really his fault. Anyway, they give a little lecture about how you're not allowed to set foot on the planet. They respect nature. Of course, some Ithorians, who are also called hammerheads. Zach wonders why they're called a hammerhead, because their head looks like an upside down hammer. That's almost what they say in the book. But then, you know, if you go down to the planet, you've kind of gone wild as an Ithorian, which is fine. They forgive those people because they love nature so much. But they go up on this asteroid, there's this mining colony, and they're like, well, how much, you know, fuel, whatnot do you want? Okay, we'll do it, but since we make so much money up here, he said, we'd like to use your skills to help us uncover. We uncovered a secret tomb. And it's an Ithorian that looks like he's screaming or panicking for help. He's like this, or, you know, whatever a look of panic or anger would look like. And it's a statue. And they're like, what is a statue of Ithorians doing here on the asteroid? Now, this is the odd thing. Fandomir says she doesn't know, but she does know, because what they find is this hard little seed, and that is where this creature that a long time ago took over Ithorians. It has vines that shoots out and takes over people, and the vines shoot out into other people and takes them over, and they all speak as one. And but she lets them break into the tomb anyway, and that's what I don't understand. Why? She gives somewhat of a reason why she needed to keep it secret, because they're embarrassed about what they did to him, because they're all about, you know, keeping life, but they knew that Spore was bad for the planet, so they ostracized him to the asteroid, because out in space he needs oxygen to inhabit someone. Now, it was a little bit of a stretch on how he inhabited the first person. That person took the seed and put him inside of his space suit. You know, because and they don't know how, but somehow he got it in his space suit, and that's how he was the first person infected. And of course, it's a little bit of wiggle room to try to, you know, stretch the line of believability. Again, this is a children's novel. I don't mind that. The Spore will take over, end up making it back onto the planet, taking over everyone just about. Zach and Hool are taking over. Today's guest star, you thought it'd be Fandomir, kind of continuing Mamal's story, but it's Jarek from Jedi Knight. I totally forgot that he was in this one, because it's just been a while. And so he's a blind, dark Jedi, you know, and he has tattoos on the bottom of his face, and Tash is real intimidated by him. Well, he confronts Spore and is like, hey, look, I want to take over the Emperor, and everyone is loyal to the Emperor. I want them loyal to me. So come inhabit everyone on my Star Destroyer, make them loyal to me, and we can rule the galaxy. I'll give you everyone as long as you are subservient to me. And see, because Spore can't get into Jarek, because Jarek uses the dark side of the Force to wither all the vines. That whenever he tries to inhabit Jarek. Well, Spore inhabits all of his men, and basically takes over the Star Destroyer without Jarek's permission, and chases after Tash Aranda, who's trying to get away, because he needs to infect everyone. That's Spore's weakness. He can't let anyone go. And Tash leads him through a meteor shower where it tears up the Star Destroyer and vents everyone out into space, thereby killing, in a way, Spore. Now, at the end, you know, it's going to be a little space seed just floating in space, waiting for the next person to pick him up. You know, but the thing is, though, what happened to Jarek? That's what I want to know. The book doesn't really say. Spore says, I'm in control of Jarek's Star Destroyer, and there's nothing he can do about it. Which I thought translated to like, yes, I have the vengeance, and Jarek is held hostage. But Jarek couldn't have been there because he would have been out into space. They kind of dropped Jarek's storyline, which is kind of weird. He's there, and then it's just about Spore trying to inhabit Tash at the very end. And of course, Hool and Zach, she had kidnapped and kept with her and her space shuttle. So when Spore, the actual seed, gets exposed to space again, then everyone gets uninfected, including Hool and Zach, and everyone's back together again. So whoop-de-doo. Overall, it's a fine series, a fine book, but because of this, I have to push this back before the Adventures of Star Wars Missions, where Mama is out of exile and he's back on the planet, where in this book, he wasn't. See, it's just the little details that matter, right, folks? All right, see you next time.